For those in the chat, anybody in the chat, let me know your keys to a Washington win against the Carolina Panthers. What are they? If you have your top three, you can list them. If you have one, you can list it. And we can go from there, right? So my overall thoughts on the matchups. It's kind of interesting. There's a lot of talk, obviously, and rightfully so, about. Hold on 1 second. There's obviously a lot of talk about Cam Newton and Ron Rivera reuniting. It's basically a homecoming. It's basically a homecoming for them. And I mean, both players and both coach. Excuse me, both player and both coach. Both are coming home back to Carolina for the first time since being let go from the team. Carolina is reunited with the Panthers, and obviously Ron Rivera, head coach in the Washington football team. That deserves all the attention in the world. At least for this week. It's a great headline to have. Ron Rivera versus Cam Newton. Like, that's a great headline to have and a great storyline to follow. But at the end of the day, it's not enough. It's not enough. And the reason why I say it's not enough is because those are all that's side stuff. That's stuff that you talk about leading up to a game, but then when the game starts, you're like, all right, how do we beat this team? Because Cam Newton is not. I don't think Ron Rivera or Cam Newton have bad blood for each other. The more I listen to him this week, the more I hear him. Like I do think that Ron Rivera was being nice in terms of his interviews or comments about Cam. I think it was last week, I believe, just saying that he talked about him, but at the same time he never reached out to him. I mean, that's his way of saying, like, you don't fit here. Like, I don't need you, type thing. It is what it is, right? But I don't think they really dislike each other. I don't think they have any ill will towards each other. The focus needs to be about how are they going to stop Washington? How are they going to stop the CMC and Cam Newton duo, Christian McCaffrey and Cam Newton? How are they going to stop them? But also, how are they going to move the ball against one of the best defenses in the NFL? Like, how is that part going to happen, right? And for me, I'm going to start with the Washington football team's defense. Defensively, against the Broncos, I had a focus. And I had said that my focus was strictly on the defensive side of the football. Like, that was my whole key to the game. Like, I wanted to see, because at that point we were playing bad. And I mean, outside of one game, we're still playing bad. We just got to talk about it from a collective standpoint. I need to see what this defense was going to do against a mediocre offense. An offense that you had an opportunity to turn the corner, flip the script, change the narrative about your season, and get things going on the defensive side of the ball. If they were truly improving, they would look pretty good against Denver. It was a mixed bag of results, however, and against the Buccaneers, though, they had an excellent game without a shadow of a doubt. Like, there's no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about the Buccaneers game. They had an excellent game. However, against the Broncos, it wasn't so. Carolina presents a challenge in their running backs, quarterback, and wide receiver trio. Cam Newton, C-Mac, Wild Calf, Christian McCaffrey, and then DJ Moore. Against Arizona, 166 rushing yards versus Arizona, 0 sacks allowed as well, which is something with that offensive line. Christian McCaffrey, a dog. I think he had 116 yards from scrimmage against the Arizona Cardinals. And I just think that the challenge for Washington this week is going to be how they utilize Christian McCaffrey, who is fully healthy, by the way. How will they utilize him? And what is that? Okay. Yeah, so how would they utilize him in understanding that he can do a lot of things for your offense? I posted one clip to Twitter about how they use Christian McCaffrey, but we're going to go ahead. This is one of my favorite parts of these streams, by the way. It's just showing some clips. So we can all be educated and see some of the looks and how dangerous or what teams do best. What's going on, y'all? This is Jamal, and this is just your reminder that you can catch each and every live stream episode of the Trap or Die podcast Tuesday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern live on my Twitch channel. The link is in the description. And if you miss any episodes, you can catch the video on demand on my Twitch channel that takes you to each and every episode that you may have missed. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel where we post clips of the show, clips of interviews, interesting conversations, game analysis, film breakdowns, but also where we live stream our instant game analysis from each and every Washington football game immediately after the game is over. With that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all be safe, and I'll catch you next time. All right, so here we go. Let me rewind it. So when we talk about Christian McCaffrey, and I also have, I have two Cam Newton plays in here as well, but you'll be able to see it. I'll go ahead and start the plays right here. When we talk about Christian McCaffrey, right, and his ability to just take over a game, we'll start it. You saw that right there. So when we talk about keys to a game, obviously the number one thing is going to be for me is to stop Christian McCaffrey. Like, that's just something that you have to do. And for me, Christian McCaffrey is somebody who's going to take a lot of angle routes, a lot of choice routes where he can bend that bend at the line of scrimmage, whether it's going inside, he'll attack that linebacker or that safety, whoever's checking him. He can tackle him, press him, and make that decision to either cut it in, cut it out, whatever, or take it at an angle like he just did right here. He has that option. He'll always have that option. And the thing that makes him good is the fact that he has the vision. I do think this was I think it was an angle route, but sometimes, like, especially a guy who's that good, you'll have the option, depending on how they set up the rest of the offense, to either take it outside or take it inside. And he chose to bend it in. I mean, it's easy money, right? So take that, get up the field. You'll see a lot of that in terms of what Christian can do. I think what makes Christian good is because it's hard for a linebacker to cover him. It's hard for a safety to cover him. But the kill is, for Washington, I think that this is going to be prime responsibilities for Landon Collins and for Cole Holcomb. Cole Holcomb, I believe, plays a lot of coverages in the hook area, which is all back here. He'll have that opportunity to play hook coverage a lot. And then Landon Collins plays a lot of curl to flats, which is down here. Flats right here, curls out here a little bit. He'll have that opportunity against Christian McCaffrey. So, again, when we talk about taking those angle routes or pressing the linebacker or the safety, like, it all depends. Like, where is Cole Holcomb going to be? And also, what will Landon Collins' eyes look like? Depending on where they have him, too, because they have been moving Landon Collins around. He feels pretty comfortable. But this is another opportunity, a simple pitch. Matter of fact, I think it was more than simple. He had two pulling guards or two pulling linemen. Yeah, both guards. So you kind of see how they use Christian in that aspect. Another one. This is just him in the backfield. This is just him in the backfield taking a snap, direct snap. And we'll see this one. I'm going to play it back. I mean, look. And that'll be key for Washington, too, for those who are listening to the podcast. I did get quiet for a second. They had him in a wildcat look, essentially, where he takes a direct snap. And essentially, Arizona has him bottled up at the 10-yard line or the 13-yard line, whatever it is, going goal to goal. And for Washington, understanding that, first off, Arizona Cardinals is a good defense. But when you add the element of Christian McCaffrey, who is elusive, who has agility, who has the vision to bounce plays outside like this, like, he is not your typical running back, right? When he has that, this is kind of what you get. A guy who's capable of moving like that. So it's important, obviously, to stay in your lanes and be disciplined. Jack Del Rio even actually spoke about that. And I'll talk about it for a quick second. In terms of the run defense improvement, Jack Del Rio said that I think that it's the basic understanding of Fitz getting off blocks. And he also mentioned that third down is helping him a lot now, which is kind of weird, right? But he said, honestly, as we play better on third down, you have less opportunities against the run. So when I talk to our guys about how do you stop a great running team, guys say you got to do this and do that. It's like, bottom line, get off the field on third down. So for this team, obviously doing well on first and second is important, because you then create the opportunity and advantage for you to have a third and long for the opposing offense. 3rd and 5 or more, you're doing really good. 3rd and 4 or less, 3rd and 3, you're in that opportunity where they have that option at their hand to either run the ball or pass it. And that's kind of where Jack Del Rio, or I would assume Jack Del Rio is hinting to. Another one, this is actually the play that I posted on Twitter. Notice I gave you 3 different looks. This one, they're splitting. They have a trio set on the right side, a bunch set, and then a single wide receiver on the left side. You only have 4 down linemen, 6 in the box, but these 2 linebackers, I think this is Buda Baker. But again, point is, you have only 2 people behind the initial pass rush, the defensive line. You have 6 in the box. You're creating this area where you can allow Christian McCaffrey, if you're going to use him on this run option, to exploit this. You give everybody's crashing on the offensive line, and you leave Christian McCaffrey one-on-one against whoever this is. I can't see his jersey number. But the point is, you have essentially 2-on-1 with Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, and then this guy. He blows right past him. So these are things that you're going to see against the Carolina Panthers. And I'm not done yet. I got a couple more. Okay. But these are kind of the things that you're going to see. You're going to see so many different looks utilizing Christian McCaffrey primarily. I never thought that Cam Newton, and this is kind of when I talked about my initial thoughts of the game, I never really thought that Cam Newton was going to be the key focal point of this team, or of the Washington football team heading into Sunday. It's never been that case, right? For me, Cam Newton is an interesting story, but it's not what intrigued me about this game. Cam Newton has a lot to prove to me. Like, I understand that Washington has a hard time with mobile quarterbacks. They even had hard times with mobile quarterbacks this year. Like, it is what it is. I just feel like for Washington to be successful, you have to eliminate Christian McCaffrey. Excuse me. You have to eliminate Christian McCaffrey. So here's another look. This one, you have a 2 tight end set. 2 tight end set. And I think this is a dive. This is the dive. Right up the middle. And this isn't even a huge game, but it's subtle. It's subtle. Look at all the traffic at his feet. Let me go ahead and back up a little bit more. It's just subtle. It's subtle movement. It's traffic right here, but he still finds a way. It's all bodies on the ground. You have 32 right here, and then these 2 are just out of position, and the lineman can go ahead and pick up whoever this is. I can't see the numbers. I'm just having, my eyes are bad. My eyes are bad. So, boom, subtle gains, things like that. It's all about being disciplined, but winning your one-on-one matchups up front, because if you don't, McCaffrey will take advantage. And I think I have one more. This is the Cam Newton one. I think this is the last play of my my clips. Cam Newton was only, matter of fact, let me pull it up. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay. So Cam Newton went 3 of 4, 8 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 3 carries, 14 yards, 1 touchdown. So he had a total of 7. I don't know if he had more than 7. I think he had more than 7 plays, but he was involved with 7 plays. Let's put it that way. Let's look at the snap count right quick. I definitely think, he had 9 plays total. Played 9 plays total. But this is one of the things that's going to be critical for Washington. Now I will say, I think that Carolina will have some trips in the red zone. It depends on how you play Cam Newton and Carolina Panthers, because this team, especially with Cam Newton back here, I'll let it ride out. Especially with Cam Newton back here, brings a different element to this offense. Sam Darnold wasn't doing anything that Cam Newton can do right here. Like, you're not going to get in the end zone with Sam Darnold PJ Walker, I actually like him. PJ, where is he at? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I actually like PJ Walker. He had 66 snaps for the offense. And they actually plan on utilizing both he and Cam Newton. But obviously Cam is probably slated to start against the Washington football team. But for me, when you talk about this offense, Carolina's offense, and their matchup against the Washington football team defense, the red zone is going to be important, right? But also trying to stop Christian McCaffrey. I think those are the two keys. DJ Moore is essential. He's a playmaker for this offense. He leads the team, I believe, in targets and receptions, but it doesn't move if Christian McCaffrey ain't moving, man. They are 4-1 with McCaffrey playing, and then obviously with them being 5-5, they are 1-4 with him not playing. So it kind of shows you the importance of him and how they can utilize him, but also how they can be more effective as an offense with him on the field. Obviously, Sam Darnold was an issue as well. He hindered this team. And there's more nuanced conversation to the fact that it's not just Christian McCaffrey that's the reason why they're losing if he's not playing, right? It's not just that. It's more so the case that when you talk about this offense, they're a lot more versatile with a healthy Christian McCaffrey. That's obviously speaking. Just saying, they're much more better than the 27th in yards, 21st in points, and things like that. That's not who they are. That's not who they are. So with that being said, the next best thing for Washington and how they attack this team, again, win on first and second, creating those really good situations for the defense on third downs, but attacking their tackles, excuse me. I don't know why I drew a blank, but attacking the tackles. Pass protection has generally been an issue for the Panthers. Panthers are the 27th rated team in pass block win rate per ESPN. And then per Pro Football Focus, prior to the Cardinals game, the Panthers have allowed the second most quarterback pressures in the NFL with 133. So that's the offensive line itself. They didn't, Sam Darnold isn't good, but Sam Darnold doesn't contribute to the pressures. That's the offensive line within itself. So you have an opportunity to create pressure against these guys as well. It's going to be hard with Chase Young and Montez Sweat out. But at the end of the day, you have professionals who are ready to step up in their place, but also young guys who are in proven mode. And when you have guys that are in proven mode, they will listen to every single detail that the coaches say because they want to earn that playing time. They want to show that they're capable of stepping up in the absence of two young stars of that defense. So I feel like if you're in a position where you can get 4 or 5 sacks against a mobile quarterback in Cam Newton or even PJ Walker, you're in a position to win. They didn't get touched at all against the Carolina Panthers, but PJ Walker and Cam Newton, they aren't dominant throwers, but they will make you look foolish in the pocket if you press them or blitz them and you're not getting home. So pass protection, again, has been the issue, but the key, I think, to victory for Washington is winning on first and seconds, but also making sure that you get home to the quarterback, whether it's through your blitzes or whether it's through generated defensive line pressure at all. At most, if you can win with your 4, you're doing okay. All right.
Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga. Don't forget to mention. Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a